everybody? Welcome back to a Thursday episode of Clapback Culture. I'm your host, Jules Jessie, and I am so glad to be here. Happy Friday, y'all. Excuse me, happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve. Let me get that together. I already see we have a live audience, you guys. Make sure you tap in, share the stream, let somebody know that Clapback Culture is on, baby. And as you know, I love to keep you guys in the comments. I want you guys to be a part of the conversation. Listen, I need your input. I need your feedback. I need to feed off that energy. You get me? So let's do that tonight. So again, share that stream. Let somebody know that we are here. Later on in our program, of course, we will have Rado. He's going to come through and give us his unfiltered opinion on a few things that we have to talk about today. But listen, guys, I'm just happy to be here. Happy 1st of February. You dig? I can't believe January is done. I don't know about y'all, but listen, it gave January was real quick. How are you guys doing with your New Year's resolutions? Listen, I'm just trying to keep my head on the swivel. I ain't trying to do too much now. Listen, I got a really good show for you guys that I put together tonight. I'm going to go ahead and pull some. I don't want to waste too much. I don't want to waste too much time on that. Just real quick, want to make sure you guys can hear me. All right. We look like we are good to go. So this week, I actually just purchased an additional life insurance policy. And, you just start getting older, you're having kids, you know what I'm saying? You just want to do big girl things. And I was just thinking about when I pass away, they ask you these questions on beneficiary. Well, listen, I ran into this article and this is crazy. There's an elderly mom that has made the decision to leave her $2.8 million inheritance to her pets. And she's claiming that her kids, don't deserve any of this, because they didn't do anything for her, while she was sick. Listen, those are the details that I have right now. I'm going to pull up a little bit more information, but let's feed on this right now. $2.8 million. And your mom is saying, listen, this got to be a white woman. Let's just be honest, because Black people, we don't even have pets that we like enough to leave some money. And then I was thinking, what is the logistics of all of these things, right? How does one even give to their pet? But a lot of people have done this, you guys. This is actually more of a thing than we actually think it is. And let me tell you something. There's a conservatorship. So there is someone who manages the money for this pet. Let me tell you, I would be adopting that dog, that cat, that rabbit, that bird, whatever the pet was. I would be adopting that pet and I would be managing the money and the lifestyle of that dog or cat. Listen, I got a dog. Her name's Keisha. Keisha, mom's not leaving you anything. I want to be honest with you. A $2.8 million inheritance, you really have to be angry at your kids to not give them nothing. But why aren't you visiting your sick mom? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Tap in the comments and let me know what you think about this. I actually just think it's sad, but it's also it's just quite ridiculous. You know what I mean? So 2.8 million, that's a lot. We do have, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, the gift that keeps on giving. Our boy Donald Trump and the people that are in and around his life. Well, somebody thought they could troll your boy Donald and get away with it, but there's this guy, a former IRS contractor. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison after he leaked Donald Trump's tax records. Well, not only did he leak Trump's, but he also did Jeff Bezos and other billionaires like Elon Musk. So he's accused of leaking these. Obviously, he pled guilty to the charges last October, and prosecutors pushed for the maximum sentence, which was 5 years in a federal prison. The guy who did it, this contractor, he goes on to say that, prosecutors are saying that he went on to, essentially abusing his position by unlawfully disclosing thousands of Americans' federal tax returns, and other private financial information to multiple news organizations. I hope this guy got a hell of a payoff, because guess what? When you're sitting in federal prison and you're thinking about like, dang, I just leaked all these people's tax returns. Now, granted, we did want to see Donald Trump's taxes, but we already knew it was there. But there actually are people who are like, you know what? I could just accidentally make this happen. And boop, they're sending it right on through. So listen, you're gonna sit in the clink for, for a little bit. I'm sure people, the news outlets definitely paid him, the blogs paid him, but I don't know if it would be worth the time that I would spend in a prison for 5 years, or 80% of that time. So I don't know. It just couldn't be for me. But Donald, I'm sure you're somewhere happy about this. Maybe a little justice for you, but the Donald ain't going nowhere, you guys. Let's go ahead and invite Big Rado into the show. Of course, I waited to spill that tea until he got here. We got a lot of mess and drama coming to the show. Rado, we can't
What's up?
have you.
Man, I was in here looking up ways to adopt a cat and a dog.
Oh, yeah, exactly, right? 2.8 million. Listen, it's giving.
Man,
I want to be that pet.
man, when I tell you that's crazy, man, to give away your pet is just out of control. And I'm gonna skip on past that, but I can't believe this guy got 5 years for leaking tax documents. I didn't even know that was a thing. But it makes sense because it took a long time for his documents to actually come out.
100%. Yeah. I mean,
How much you think his payoff was? So I hope you don't think he just did that without a payoff.
Oh, no. That's what I was telling the audience. I'm like, he absolutely had to get a payoff, because
Absolutely.
I hope it was enough to sit in prison for 5 years, or at least 85% of the time, because pissed if that wasn't the case.
At the end of the day, he got paid off. I wish I could have did it. That little 5 years, I would have took me a little 27 million.
Yeah.
Good, man. Somebody paid him good.
The thing is, and I hate to say it like this, but if the price is right,
if the price is right,
you will do something strange for a little piece of change.
Don't.
Brooke is on here talking about, can I be one of the pets?
Man, exactly. I'm trying to be one of the pets.
All of us. So I want to get into a little bit of mess. Rado, go ahead and share that stream. Let people know that we are tapped in. We are live. I can't share the stream, you guys. I started the show and I did not have my phone. So share the stream for me. Let people know that we're on. I want to talk about this mess, honey. Listen, Krishan Rock, the gift that keeps on giving yet again. But Krishan Rock is welcoming the hate right now. And she's saying that she's welcoming the hate after losing. Hotline.
I'm sorry.
No. So Krishan Rock, you guys, she is celebrating air quotes. She is celebrating the fact that she has lost over 200,000 followers. And this is her reaction, actually up to 300,000 now. So she lost these followers because she got this shameless tattoo of Blueface's mugshot on the side of her face. So if you guys have not been following the hotmess.com, she had Blueface's face tattooed on her neck. Well, Blueface's face was on her neck. She got it covered up with like a rose or something like that. And shortly after, she returns to social media with this guy's face on her cheek, over here by her ear, if you guys can see that. And it's actually a mugshot photo. So people are going in, over 300,000 people stopped following her. And they just said, you know what? Take me out the group chat. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm done. She says that the more y'all hate me, the more popular I become. I don't give a F about losing followers. I get paid off my engagement algorithm. If I'm getting 60 plus million views on my posts, 40K plus comments, my promo prices just goes up, or anything that I sell stays sold out. So continue to hate. So continue the hate train. It makes me hella money. Now, here's the thing. I don't think she's lying about this. You know what I'm
Not at
saying?
all. She getting money
Yeah.
of multiple streams. She's getting money. But I just want to say just thank you, Chris. Thank you, Krishan. You give all of us that have a platform a platform. I mean, it's just out of control. So we're covering just one of the parts of Krishan, right? But so much came out on this girl. And I don't know how much we're going to talk about, but just let me digress just a little bit, right? So the first thing, obviously, we're talking about this tattoo. You guys know Krishan has a rocky relationship with her boyfriend Blueface. They've broken up 100 times. She's had all these different tattoos on her neck, all these different places. Well, through this rocky relationship, at one point, we actually thought it was over because
Right.
we're going back and forth. She finally said, you know what? I'm done. I'm erasing the tattoos. I'm getting a new man. This is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Made the I Hate My Baby Daddy
yeah,
song.
I Hate My Baby Daddy song. It was all these things. But now, if you guys see, she's back, new tattoo on the side of her face. We know Blueface has been engaged. There's another woman who's actually got Blueface tattooed on her behind that just happened this week. Krishan showed the baby. The baby looked like it got alcohol syndrome. Um, Krishan is in the issues with her family. I mean, Krishan is the gift that just keep on giving.
I mean, I'm glad you laid it out because there's so much going on.
It's
I
in
mean,
3 days though. In like 3 days.
in 72 hours, Blueface has surrendered himself into
Man,
prison or jail or whatever. Then you
man,
got Krishan coming out with a new tattoo, a new random side joint that
man.
we know nothing about, who gets the same mugshot tattooed on her butt. And then Jaden, Jaden Alexis, please, sis, do not enter the group chat. She's over here in the corner minding her business with a new woman. And
Yeah. That
it's
look like a man. So I
it
keep asking everybody this, right? Women, tap in. So even if you're in that different lifestyle, why are you changing? And this is for the women who actually was heterosexual at one point. Why do women date women that look like men? If you
they
don't
like
like men, why are you dating women that look like them?
they like masculine women, doms.
Masculine puss.
We're gonna have to blurt that one out. Um,
Yeah.
listen, I'm glad to see Jaden is not with the mess. She's over there with some. She went totally a different
Oh
direction.
yeah, yeah.
And said, I just don't have no time for all of this. And then of course, Blueface's mother wants to jump into the group chat, but you know, we joke about this and we laugh
Yeah.
about this, but when I think about this in a real way, you guys, like
You
I
talking to her son.
listen. Well, let's not even let the, this is listen. There's so many angles we could go out this, and I want to go at it. I want to go at this first direction and follow me on this journey real quick because I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
So, if you think about the way in which Krishan operates in a relationship with Blueface, whether it's tumultuous or it's good, bad, whatever, you got to think it's very much like a pimp and his top.
Oh yes,
It's
yes.
a very pimp and you
Absolutely.
know girl relationship,
Yes.
and the way that she's so consumed by the chaos, it's almost like that's what keeps her, that's what drives her. And while she's losing followers, and I really honestly feel like she's losing celebrity, right? Like
Oh,
she's using celebrity status. Like her
yes.
music is not good. Let's just be
Yes.
honest. Like you're gonna get a bop, every now and again off some like viral moment, but you're not getting an album. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If she's performing, she's doing one show. I don't know if people are going out to clubs to see Krishan, but people want to see you act bad. Like they want to see you get into fights. They
Yes.
want to see you do something ridiculous. They want to see you drunk. And it's just like, man, like this young girl, her life is just like unraveling in front of her.
Yes.
The internet is alleging that the baby has fetal alcohol syndrome, like you mentioned. This is one of those things where you're just like,
I seen the baby though. I mean,
Someone need to intervene.
I seen the baby. I can see now why Blueface was trying to deny the baby. So
Mm,
the baby has those eyes, and I mean, I love all children, so we're not gonna go there. It doesn't matter if a baby has Down syndrome, has any autism. I love all children, and I thank God for how mine's look. But I will say that based upon the evidence of seeing the visual of the child,
yeah.
it is there is evidence there that this child is either Down syndrome or fetal alcohol syndrome, and obviously she said she would have said something. And in my opinion, the way that she's so outspoken, I would presume that she would have said something if this baby had Down syndrome, right? But
Hmm.
it seemed like there was a way to hide this situation, and I'm just sad. It's like women, there's a reason why women don't smoke and drink during pregnancies, guys. Like,
Yeah.
I really have to wake up and stop because I've had friends that say, "Oh, I can have a couple of glasses of wine." No, you can't. It's
I can smoke my weed.
yeah, I could smoke my weed. No, no, you can't. Everything that you do affects that baby. The baby is growing off of your brain, your membrane, your cells, and everything that you put out of your body. So please, women, man, let this be.
Even eating, bad food. I mean, here I am, 7 months pregnant. It's not a game. I mean, your body responds to all of those things. And my thing is this: I would, if for me personally, I don't have anything that I'm addicted to. So I'm not addicted to drugs or alcohol or any of those things. And so I'm very happy about that. So I'm not like fighting those cravings during pregnancy. But listen, I'm also not, sneaking around to have a glass of wine or let me have a sip of this cocktail. Like, I just think in this moment for 9 months, just lay off all that stuff. As soon as you find out you're pregnant, lay off all that stuff. Follow the guidance and directions of your doctors and your midwives and all your holistic folks that are telling you what to do. Your grandmothers, like, they've been there, done that. Krishan, in this aspect, I also feel that Blueface had a lot to probably do with this. So again, we're talking about allegedly fetal alcohol syndrome. We don't know that for sure. But let's follow that path for a moment. If that's the case, I also could see this situation from the beginning. Like, was Blueface encouraging her to drink and smoke during the pregnancy? Because we do know that she was smoking during the pregnancy because we
Oh
did,
yeah.
rolling up weed and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
she did come out on live doing all that kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
this is an unfortunate situation. And honestly, it gives very much cult as well. Like,
Oh yeah.
whatever he got, girls, listen, ladies, you don't want to get hooked like that. Okay. I don't care how good the D is, run from that joint
Mhm.
because you don't want to be stuck like any of these females, like trying to find space on your face to glorify this person. It's almost in a sense of like worshiping, you know what I mean? And it's very cult like
Mhm.
to put yourself in a position like that. And it's
Do we
sad.
do we have any information on a girl who got the tattoo on her behind? Do we have a name, a IG?
So she's saying that she's Blueface's side chick. I didn't research her because I only saw the one clip. So I was kind of waiting for a little bit more information
Yeah,
to come out.
sure.
Uh, and I'm also waiting for Krishan to respond. You know what I'm saying? So she can
Well,
respond at
well, she,
everything else, but she did not respond to that.
well, I can't tell if it was response or just the internet being messy, and I'll say it's a mixture of the two. So there was a rant that came out with Krishan, and this was yesterday or today, and she was speaking on the aspect of basically just saying that Blueface has one last time to cheat. She has one last time to cheat. This is it. With blah blah blah. Right. In the midst of her saying that, I'm not sure if this incident with the young girl getting a tattoo or behind happened afterwards or before. But it's just so much stuff. It's just out of control. If you know, so I'm really confused. Being a human being, being mature, being at this point in my age, I am not sure. I can honestly say I'm not sure if Krishan and Blueface is a real thing. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's stage. I don't know if it's um,
Yeah. Yeah.
game. I don't know if it's real. Like if something happened to Krishan to the point where she just died, I would question it. I would question her whole existence. I would want to know who she was before she ran track. Is she a robot? Because the
No,
stuff that's
really.
happening is out of control.
You know what? I'm jumping on the conspiracy wagon with you this
Yes,
time because
conspiracy for sure.
this is one of those things. And another thing too, I just think about our algorithms. Like,
Yeah.
why is it that our blogs and our black media houses want to carry this trash and trauma and
Mhm.
bring it to bring it to our doorsteps? In fact, the algorithm, like whatever the blogs bring, that is what we're going to digest. And I just hate the fact that we're constantly being overstimulated by trauma.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
should not be supporting it and seeing it. And even if you look at the comments section, there's thousands of people that are like, stop posting these guys. But of course, we're also addicted to the drama and seeing the tea that we're even here talking about it because they keep making it news. And so again, media, we have a responsibility to curate content and produce content that is good food for the soul. But this is
Yeah,
just one of
this
those
is a
things
man.
where
I
it's like,
actually think that was staged too. I think that was staged. Who loses 300,000 followers at one time? It just doesn't make sense.
nah, that makes sense to me. Because if you're thinking about the mentality of a woman, we're not supporting that. Like, you got to think everyone jumped on
At
the
this
Krishan
point,
Rock.
everyone sucks. Yeah.
People jumped on the Krishan Rock train and was in full support of her. So people are disappointed and they're like giving her the finger, like, you know what, I'm out. Like, you want to
So
do that? You want to go back to your dude who was, who called you everything but a child of God, disowned your son,
yeah.
posted your son's genitals on social media. Like, that's who you want to go back to? Okay, cool, I'm out.
Well, in other news, we'll be talking about Krishan but forever. But Krishan, if you're watching this, keep the tooth in, love. We love you.
All right, yeah, moving forward. Listen, this is a crazy case right
Okay.
here.
Oh
Courtney
yeah.
Clenny's parents were
Oh,
arrested for allegedly tampering with evidence after she stabbed her boyfriend to death. Now,
absolutely.
if you guys remember who that is, this is Courtney Clemming. Her boyfriend is Christian Umbansuli.
Mhm.
I'm probably butchering the name, but his family calls him Toby. Listen, she's an OnlyFans model. That's her boyfriend. They had a very troubled
Was her boyfriend.
was her boyfriend, now
Yeah.
deceased. She is in she's locked up on charges for second-degree murder. I have a clip that's going to explain it all, and a clip that also explains why her parents were arrested. Let me see if I have that clip, Rado.
Another black man goes down by the hands of a white woman.
Oh, listen. Okay, so I have two clips that I want to play for you guys. The
Okay.
first clip is it talks about the arrest for the parents and why they did that. And the second clip, you guys, listen, it's some tea. They have actual text messages
Yep.
that they pulled between the couple. This is not the first time she stabbed him.
Yeah. She been going crazy on this guy. This man.
Listen, let's watch the clip. Let's watch the
Black
clips.
women do better for us.
Now, the parents of an OnlyFans model who's accused of stabbing and killing her boyfriend are now under arrest themselves. Kim and Deborah Clenny were taken into custody in Texas for allegedly tampering with evidence. Local time crime specialist Bridget Matter is live with what she's learned. Bridget.
So Courtney's parents are accused of hacking into what prosecutors say was Christian Obumseli's laptop. Now they, along with their daughter, are facing charges, and more could be coming.
The parents of Courtney Clenny, accused in the murder of her boyfriend Christian Obumseli, were arrested in Texas. Kim and Deborah Clenny are facing felony charges of unauthorized access or excessive access to a computer related to a laptop found at the murder scene. Courtney is also facing a new charge related to that laptop. Prosecutors say the OnlyFans model stabbed Obumseli to death in their Miami high-rise apartment in 2022. New court documents allege Courtney, her parents, and legal team worked together to access what prosecutors say was Obumseli's laptop. Attorney David Weinstein, not affiliated with the case, says the lawyers were attempting to collect or preserve evidence to help their case, but should have left Clenny's parents out of the process.
They may very well have had a conversation, and I expected they would have, with their client's parents that said, just get the thing. Don't access it.
Weinstein pointed out this portion of the affidavit where the legal team told Clenny's father, quote, Kim, hold off going through the computer, please. I don't want to turn you into a witness just yet if you find something useful. Weinstein says the state will have to prove Courtney Clenny never had authority to access that device. Since Obumseli's murder, videos showing a rocky and abusive relationship have been released. Clenny's legal team says the killing was an act of self-defense, but Obumseli's family lawyer says this was murder.
This was never a self-defense. The family is very happy that the state attorney's office continued to pursue justice in this matter.
We have on page 3 Courtney Clenny.
Clenny appeared in bond court on her new charge. A hearing is set for her case on Thursday.
All right, you guys, listen, crazy, 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 crazy. Now, are you still with us? So let's dive deep about the parents a little bit. So we're parents. And of course, you're thinking about, I would do anything for my child. But this story is so twisted that, okay, so first of all, for context, they were living in a beautiful high-rise, $12,000 a month penthouse in Miami. She was making majority of her funds through OnlyFans. Obviously, they had a tumultuous relationship. There's dozens of videos that are now coming out from Toby's family that and their attorneys that are releasing this information so they can, obviously paint a picture of who this girl was to him and kind of like the dynamics of their relationship. When the stabbing incident occurred, Toby was, found deceased in the apartment. The girl called her mother first before even calling 911. She says it was an act of self-defense. Remember, police did not immediately take her into custody. She got to go to a treatment center.
The damsel in distress. You know that?
Yeah, she went to a treatment center, I think in Hawaii or somewhere beautiful. She finally comes back and she's arrested, all things of that nature, blah, 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 until we get to here we are today. So there's more and more information coming about this. And at some point, the parents got a hold of Toby's laptop, Christian's laptop, and they're hacking in the laptop and tampering with evidence. And so they've been arrested in this case. And absolutely. I mean, I understand as a parent why you would get involved, but at the same time, if my child does something so heinous like this, whether it's an accident or not, and your child, let's keep in mind, I'm not jumping in with that. Like, my kid is going to have to face the consequences of their actions.
Where do I start with this thing, right? So first of all,
let's start with the parents. Respond to the parents first.
Well, let's just give a little context before the parents, before all of this happened. And I like that you touched on the fact that she was never taken into custody. Let's just breathe on that part, right? We're talking about someone, or we're talking about the officers, right? The court system having physical video evidence of this girl attacking this man on several occasions. It is just crazy. It's bewildering to me because all he had to do was hear a black person on the tape and we would have been convicted. We would have been convicted a long time ago. And we're still here talking about someone clearly who we know not only was there, but admitted to stabbing him. Like, so you guys have to listen to the context of this. She has admitted to stabbing this person. This is not a case of it was all domestic and all of a sudden
I don't know who did it.
No, she owned up and said that it was self-defense after not having any bruises or anything, right? So
she had a few, and remember, she had blood all over her, but it wasn't giving. It was more like it wasn't wounds like you might think. She didn't look like a battered woman.
Oh,
but to your point, let me add this before you move too far. I think because he was a black man.
Absolutely. Say it.
Black man, that veil of suspicion was already there. You see what I'm saying? So
because when black men get deemed, when things like this happen in a situation with a black man, we're deemed violent. When it happened with someone that's Caucasian of white descent, they have mental health issues.
Yeah.
It's been that way. It's going to continue to be that way.
They're saying that. They said she has multiple personalities disorder.
Oh, yeah. The mom and them, they didn't show medication from back in the 95. It's a whole SHIT show. Best
Now,
of
here's the thing. I honestly do think there's something wrong with this girl, because if you listen to her,
No, spoiled brat. Someone who talks to her parents has no. Somebody should have been slapped the piss out of her. That's the problem. Okay, when you allow these kind of things to happen, you allow the woman to beat on you and do all that. She should have been put in her place. And I'm not saying he should have really smacked her, but he should have been walked away or really held her.
he walked away from this girl. This relationship was
control. You got somebody actually whooping on you like this. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Listen, it goes even further. Let me play this last clip for you real quick. This a reading of the text exchanges between the two of them prior to his death that alleges that a stabbing incident had occurred before the one that was fatal. Let's take a look.
Here is the video we've been talking about. Courtney Clenny and her boyfriend Christian Obinselli trying to make their way up in their private elevator to the $12,000 a month apartment. Bit of a fight here. Now, there's two different interpretations of this. The prosecution says, yeah, this is Courtney Clenny abusing Christian Obinselli, who she eventually stabbed to death in his chest. I spoke with her lawyer and said, well, he's like not supposed to be going in that elevator to the apartment. She was trying to go to the apartment, and he's like stalking and following her and won't leave the apartment that she pays for. So what's the truth? Well, it'll be battled out in court, but she's charged with murder. He won't be there to tell his story. But I think his story might be told, because she stabbed him to death as claiming self-defense, but it wasn't the first time that Courtney stabbed Christian. There was another time, and there was some text message exchanges that they had, and we're going to show them and play them for you, because we had folks from the show read those text messages. Let's take a look and a listen.
The crazy thing about all of this is that yesterday, when you stabbed me in the leg and you saw how bad it was hurting me and I couldn't walk, I couldn't do and you were telling me I wish I could have taken your pain away. I wish it was me and not you. The next morning, I still woke up happy. I still gave you a good day, even though my leg was hurting because my girlfriend stabbed me. So you're telling me you can't do the same thing the next day and say, whatever happened last night, today's a new day, because that's what I do for you. I woke up happy. I took you to Vegas to get your drove right back, helped you shoot, drank with you, did blow with you, just so you're having a great day. And I'm doing all of this while my leg hurts so bad. Did I make you feel like for stabbing me? No, I just sucked it up and hope tomorrow will be better.
If you decide to get security, call. I will tell them exactly what happened.
Hey, I'm sorry. If it's okay, can I come up? I know you said 5 minutes, but I've been in the restroom, my nose is bleeding, and the back of my head hurts. Like really hurts. I don't know if it was your hand or the phone, but I'm really dizzy.
I'm putting your stuff up. You can come get it when I say you can. Go to first aid.
They have to take me somewhere. My shirt was off walking through the casino so I wouldn't get blood on it. Can you open the door, please? And you were pounding the phone on my head when I was done. It's okay, but can you let me in? I don't feel good, please. Courtney, can you open the door? I don't feel good and there's a bump on the back of my head. Can you just let me in? I'll be on the couch while you're in the bed. I don't want my nose to bleed, and going back and forth downstairs to the restroom is making me nauseous. I'm getting anxiety, and you know how I get. Can you please let me in? And help me, please? We don't need to say a word. I haven't ate and running on 2 hours of sleep and drugs. Please open the door. Courtney, I don't feel good. Open the door for real. This isn't cool. I have a lump on the back of my head, and I'm dizzy and anxious. And I can't keep walking up and down when my leg hurts. Come on. Courtney, can you come get me? I'm not feeling too hot, and I need to lay down with this ice pack. I can't see straight. I've been sitting in the restroom for an hour. Courtney, this is up. I have a lump on my head, and I'm bleeding, and have anxiety. Can you answer your phone? Courtney, can you let me in?
I mean, this thing goes on and on and on.
Man, this is crazy. And where they get these voices from? Why are they making my man sound like that?
What, like, like almost like a lift.
Hey, Courtney, can you?
I was thinking about that as I was listening to the audio, and I was like, these aren't the best reenactments, but what we can say is that being in a relationship and you're arguing with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you know how that goes, right? So you don't have to have the right voice to understand the undertones that are there when there's one person like going in on the text, like going, going in. But the text messages continue to go on, and Courtney is just like, I don't care, sleep outside, this, that, and the third. But we did get to hear from Christian. We did hear that he was stabbed by her. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. What I heard from Christian is somebody that's crazy, that's soft. Like, I don't understand what's going on with Christian, man. He allowed this abuse to go over and over again like this, all the way into his death. So what I'm hearing is you allow her to stab you, you allow her to beat you in the back of the head with a phone. You've been bleeding profusely all over the place, and this is
let her kick you out the apartment, lock you out the apartment.
I mean, it's just crazy.
You guys are going on drug binges. You're doing blow. You're doing everything to keep her happy.
Yeah, this is super crazy, man. Like, I really just can't understand and can't get it, man. So I'm man, and Toby, what is?
No, his name is Christian Toby Ambensuli, and his family calls him Toby.
Why?
It's his middle name. It's like Rodney.
That name is not like Rodney. That name should be banned.
Oh, you're saying like his name shouldn't be Toby?
Yes.
Well, he was going by Christian.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep it at Christian. But it's unfortunate. I'm really sorry this happened to him. They need to really stop this and let's stand on equality and put this woman under the drill. Like, everyone knows she's guilty. The judge knows she's guilty. And we continue to show a clear-cut sign of oppression, a clear-cut sign of a clear-cut sign of inequality through the races. And it's continuing to be this thing where white men and white women can do anything to black people and get away with it. At some point, what happens in the court system when you're sentenced, one of the things that they say is that they're sentencing you to the point where not just yourself, but the community understands the severity of the punishment. They want everybody to be able to feel it, right? This woman is just not feeling it. No, she's already got a slap on the wrist. How long has she been locked up?
I think she's been locked up for a year now because the incident happened in 2022, so almost 2 years.
No, she wasn't locked up. She wasn't locked up most of 22.
No, she wasn't. Yeah, because I think the incident happened in October of 22, and then she was locked up.
She was out and about. Yeah, absolutely. So this is just one of them. This is one of them crazy cases, man. Black women, I need you guys to do right by black men so black men can stop running to these white women. Please and thank you. Sincerely, Rado.
Sincerely, Rado. Okay, I do want to talk about one topic. Okay. Obviously, last weekend there was a huge topic of conversation, and that was Meg the Stallion dropping that diss track Hiss.
Bigfoot.
Everybody was listening to that. Everybody wanted to know. She was throwing shots at Nicki Minaj, at Party, at Drake. I mean, the list goes on and on at who she, laying it down to. Now, we could take the direction and talk about Nicki Minaj and her clapback and coming out with, the diss record Bigfoot. But I think what's more important to the audience and another spin on this thing is that Nicki Minaj, there was, the people, no one knew about hashtag Megan's Law. And that was where Meg the Stallion was referencing Megan's Law on the track. Speaking on Nicki Minaj's husband. I do have a quick overlay. Let me put that up. So the line says, these H's don't be mad at Megan. These H's be mad at Megan's Law. referring to Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, and his 1994 sexual assault conviction and subsequent failure to register as a sex offender in California. So, listen, this has caused a little bit of drama because the father of Megan Conca is reacting to Megan's reference on his daughter's case and saying that, he really didn't like it because of the context that it was in. And it was like all this, salacious material around it, blah, blah, blah. And he's looking to see if there's any way that he can litigate. Well, listen, Richard Conca, I'm sorry that your daughter was raped and murdered. This is an unfortunate situation, clearly. And he lost his daughter back in the early 90s. And so this is one of those things where it's like you feel like someone's talking about your kids, but I feel like Megan was in the right to use this because she didn't, it wasn't defiling his daughter at all, in my opinion. In fact, I feel like it brought more attention and awareness to Megan's law. Like no one knew about his daughter until people were like, whoa, let me Google that. It also definitely got under the skin of Nicki Minaj, whose husband is a registered sex offender, who is on the website. And so I think this would be super hard to litigate, number one, and to find that there was some kind of like demeaning material. But I also think rather than speaking out in opposition to this, I think what he should say, come out and say, you know what, I am happier that people are discussing my daughter's law and let's do more to support the memory of her. And if I were Megan Thee Stallion, I would stop this thing all the way through, reach out to the family, apologize, and make a donation, a grand donation to their foundation in the name of Megan Conca. That's what I would do.
Okay. I just don't see what grounds he have to say anything about this. I don't see the grounds that he have when it comes to saying, oh, we can get some money back or we can sue or do anything. It's like she's just speaking about a law. I really, my heart goes out to what happened to his daughter and to any of our victims of sexual assault in any kind of way. But at some point, people reach. We got a story on.
It's a huge reach.
We got the story. I know me and you was discussing offline a topic we was thinking about putting on here, and I forgot her name. But if you guys remember, last summer, 50 Cent did a concert, and he threw the mic at the young lady. Well, at someone in the crowd, and it hit the young lady. She's a personality. She's a personality on the radio show, or was, and it ended up hitting her in the forehead.
Right.
Had a laceration, and obviously, she sued 50 Cent. She was awarded some monies, but now she's coming back and saying that she has life-ending injuries. So these injuries that she sustained from the blow is something that's going to affect her for life. So she's asking for more money.
Yeah. So you're right. The lawsuit that she filed, it was filed this week. Regarding that August incident at the crypto.com arena. And again, this just shows you the power of reaching. Now, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. In this situation, Rado, I'm her. You throw that joint in the crowd and that joint boop hit me, I'm passing out. I'm going through the motion. I'm gonna make it a thing. Bludgeons me over the head accidentally with a microphone. I'm gonna accidentally get some of that money. Thank you.
And she got it. She got the money, but now we're.
But I need more money.
Okay, and you're gonna need more.
A little more.
But then after this, you're gonna need what?
A little bit more. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Listen, she was suing for serious permanent injury and emotional distress. She claims that the rapper threw the microphone because he realized it wasn't working, and it struck her in the face and her left wrist. It was captured on video, which is, I think, what makes this case even more powerful, because when you show that video to a jury, listen, baby, it's not given that. Her injuries were cited as a concussion, laceration over the forehead, and pain in her left wrist. Listen, if I'm 50, I'll probably settle, but 50, you better pay me on Monday and have my money on by Monday. 50 got it. Just get his girl her money.
Okay.
But to go back a little bit about the Meg Thee Stallion situation, obviously we think her dad kind of did a reach, but what are your thoughts on this whole beef with Nicki Minaj and all of that? Because I feel like Nicki Minaj really went on a rampage after she found that out. You know what I mean? Like she could not get out the studio, she couldn't get out of Twitter. And in fact, the Bigfoot drop, the song is some trash. Like,
so it's trash because of the beat. For me, I love the instant response.
Okay.
The worst thing that you can have is an artist put something out and you like, oh, what they gonna say back? So Nicki did too much on this one, right? So when Nicki did the response to or the Bigfoot response, what I feel she should have did was, first of all, go back to her old grimy ways, put a nice beat on it, just kind of go like that. She went with this whole new age situation where she decided to rap like on this whole pop rap BS, and it just didn't come out good. But I mean, she responded. I'm happy she responded. And Nicki Minaj, her boss was crazy. So this is the thing: there's no woman on earth messing with Nicki when it come bada ba. Nicki at some point was being compared to men, and when you compare her to artists, right? The thing about it is that all that happened, but at the end of the day, now we're just sitting here like in limbo, right? So one of the things that I would like to bring up, y'all, was the real tea. The real tea to this is that Nicki's beehive, or what you call Nicki,
the Barbs.
So Nicki Barbs, they leaked Megan's mom's gravesite.
Well, allegedly, I heard that was fake.
Well, hold on, I'm gonna tell it. So they leaked the gravesite. There was all of these police and everyone at the gravesite trying to protect the gravesite. And then in the spin, Cardi B, whatever you call those, they came in and they leaked Nicki Minaj's her father's gravesite or uncle's gravesite, a family member. But then Joe Budden came out and said that all of it was a hoax and he can see a publicity stunt a mile away. So he's saying that all of it was fake. There was never anyone going to any grave sites. But then again, I kind of want to believe the altar. I kind of want to believe that people were at the grave site because they did come out and say that there were security and stuff at these grave sites and things like that. So, I mean, I think it happened.
My thing with this is like, you always love a good rap beat.
Yeah.
Right? Like we grew up in an era where like this was really common practice and commonplace and people kept it to the music. I think what's corny about this to me is that Nicki Minaj and the Barbs and a lot of these supporters are attacking Megan as if she really wasn't shot. And I'm really confused why she's being teased about being shot. Now, is Meg a bag friend? Yeah, she is. Are you okay? You got a little something. Go ahead.
I did a little digging.
Okay, what?
Megan was actually on stage performing 5 days after she was shot.
Yeah, that's good. What's wrong with that? Okay, I'm gonna bring it. No. If you got bullet fragments, like let's say someone shot at you and it's more of like a graze.
Well, first of all, we can't do any of that. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay into context as to what Tory Lanez was
charged with.
What he was charged with, and what Megan said he did. So what Megan continues to say, she doesn't say anything about fragments. Her
that she says that he shot me.
Is that she was shot. 5 days after this incident, Megan is seen performing for God knows how long, dancing, the whole 9 yards. So I just wanted to put that in there because Nicki put that in the rap, and I ran to it to see, and I was like, "Hold on!"
That totally went over my head.
I was like, hold on, what? What you mean?
I didn't hear that. I'll have to do some digging to
It's like it's like getting your tooth pulled and eating. You know, it's like, yeah, you have to walk, but you're not going to dance. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I think the other thing too is like, if you go through a traumatic situation like that, why are you still doing a show?
Dancing, twerking, girl. I mean, in full, ready to get to it. So it's like
A full superstar.
I think we need to reopen this case.
The argument that you said is that you have to call a thing because if Tory Lanez has been tried and convicted of this crime, but here's the thing, she's still a victim no matter what, because someone either shot her or shot at her regardless.
What's she a victim of? Is she a victim of being shot in the foot, or is she the victim of being shot at? There's a total difference.
I think she's a victim of being shot at for sure.
Can I ask you this? Have we ever, and I'm sorry to cut you off, have we ever seen Megan's medical records?
Yeah, she released it. She released the x-rays and she released the pictures. I don't know if she released any like reports, but she shows it.
Okay, off air, I have to look this up.
Okay.
Because I'm just confused. Was she shot or was she not? And the thing is, I am so tired of this because I feel like throughout the entire case, everyone feels how I feel. I believe that every person that has looked into this case asked themselves, was Megan shot or wasn't she?
Growing up, we both sat here and said that because when we were watching Lawyers, the guy lawyer for workers, he broke it down. There was so much stuff, so many lies that this was really difficult. But you got to think, she was shot at, she was hospitalized, and she still does have a bullet fragment in her foot. All those things are true.
Because I just don't get it. So my thing is, I just really have to just see this thing. They're gonna have to reopen this case, and we gotta just, because it's too much. I come from a side of Washington D.C. where if someone gets shot, they got shot. There is no this person got almost shot. Where I'm from, born and raised, when people get shot, they get shot.
Right.
And we're happy sometimes when people get shot in the leg or the hand because it's like, okay, he's going to make it. A lot of people don't make it. But Megan, was you shot? Did you get shot?
I think Megan was shot. I'm going to go with.
Or did you get shot at the ground like it was a ledge and pieces of that rock fragment hit your foot? Which one is it?
But here's the thing. In a court of law, does that in a court of law, not street code, not Southeast code, in court of law, does that specifically matter? Because, and here's why I asked that.
It does matter because bullets don't break apart.
It should matter, but does it matter?
But bullets don't break apart. So it's like if you shoot at the ground or if you're shooting at someone's foot, if you shoot down and someone get hit in the foot, there's no bullet fragments. It's either a bullet is in there or it's not.
But it's still an injury, right? So like if you intentionally shot something to either injure me or whatever,
unlawfully discharging a firearm in public,
right?
Assault with a dealing weapon.
Right. You're saying those charges should have been something different. And here's my thing. I wonder why Tory never attempted a plea deal.
Why don't you think he attempted a plea deal? Because something's not right. I don't know what Megan got over him. I don't know what the driver has over him. I don't know what the girlfriend had over him. Somebody got something over Tory so bad that he was scared to say something.
That's my whole thing about it, is like everybody has something to say except for Tory.
Except for Tory. He got something to say now.
The crazy plot twist in all of this is that, remember, we were wondering, was Kelsey the shooter?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's so confusing.
Got a new book coming out. You heard this whole everybody gonna get a book deal. I wish something happened to me so I give me a book deal. Hey, come on, 50, come hit me with the mic in the head.
Listen, because I'm jumping at it. I told you I'm falling out.
This man got a chance to leak all the tax records and got 5 years. Please, I'll do that. Come on.
people are making profits off the most craziest stuff.
Craziest stuff, man.
Like you gotta really, it's a lot of jail time that's coming with it. It's a lot of injury, emotional injuries, unintended, people getting. It's a lot.
You see all those people that the feds let all them people out. You see how many people they reeling in with them PPP loans?
Oh yeah,
every day, filling them on up.
You said it. You were telling me initially. You were like, "Oh no, people are going to jail for these."
They're gonna be locking people up to 2030.
Come on.
It's just out of control, man.
But listen, we are out of time. We're out of time. It's been a long week. Both of us not in the show. Oh, I like that sound effect. You did good.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, y'all, man. When I'm not on Clapback, man, I just want to say thank you for watching us. We appreciate you guys every week for coming out and just spending time with us. It's going to be Thursday, every Thursday, unless there's something that permits that we can't be here. But we just want to say we appreciate you guys, man. When I'm not on Clapback, you guys can find me on all platforms at Roddo007. That's RODDOE007. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and always Gmail.
All right. And I'm your girl, your host, Jules Jessie. Of course, you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Treasure of JULES. You know what it is. Pull up, follow me. Let me know what you want to talk about next week. And until then, listen, we had a great show. Come back, pull up. We'll be here next week. Same time, same place. Peace.
I'm a co-host. Of course, this is what I do on Clapback.
Peace.